la 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 la. La 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 la. Do 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 do. Hey, 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 all you hip chicks and hip cats. Anim, bonjour. I'm Catherine M. Thompson, and let's get started. And yes, here I am with the sun bouncing off my face in weird ways. Last week we had no sun. I had to turn on the lights. Today we've got blazing. Yeah, well, it'll light up my nose, I guess. Anyway, the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that this event sits on the treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Six Nations of the Grand River, and as well as the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat confederacies, and the lands of many other Indigenous people who passed through or who called and still call this land their home. This territory is part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. In making this statement, I acknowledge and honor that these lands carry the truth of the lives that were taken and the agreements that were broken, and that wisdom of ancestors whose lives live on in the soil, vegetation, and animals of this land. In stepping on this land, we seek both forgiveness and permission In stepping on this land, we seek both forgiveness and permission from these ancestors with the agreement that we have the responsibility to honor and to respect all who are here now and all who have yet to come, recognizing that in many ways these lands remain restricted from teachings, resources, and development in partnership with Indigenous people. We're grateful for the opportunity we have to live, to receive gifts from, to work on, and to benefit from this land. And as I've mentioned before, I have a cultural teacher, which is fantastic. We've begun to exchange calls again. And I'm also in now this will be my third week of the Anishinaabe language class, the beginner Ojibwe language class, which is just, it's so complicated. And that was my little attempt at saying hello, which is Anin Boujou, I believe is the way I'm supposed to pronounce that. And so sometimes you'll hear Anin, and sometimes you'll hear Boujou, and sometimes you'll hear both. Today is Monday, January 31st, and this is going to be one favorite. I didn't say whose favorite. It's going to be my favorite today, one of my favorites. And the rest of the half hour is going to be devoted to songs you rarely hear, because these are songs I've never released, that I personally have never released. And so the one song that has been released, but not by me, was a wonderful opportunity that I had to have a song on this CD, this album called Many Moons, by a group called Sister Loon. They are a Niagara group, and that was back in like 2004, I believe, that this came out. And that kind of gave me an entree to soak in. I earned a few credits, like a few royalties from it, which was really exciting. And the other thing that was really neat is that while I maintain ownership and rights to this song, I gave them permission to put a tag on the end of it. So they made it their kind of, since they're called Sister Loon, they made it sort of their theme song, and they put it at the end of the record, and so they added things at the very end of it, like so we're Sister Loon, and come back and see us real soon, and little things like that, which was really kind of fun. But I obviously don't do that. I had great hope that I would at some point be playing the ukulele, be able to perform this song, because I knew from the minute I wrote it that it was a ukulele song. Oh, I just have to do something here. I just realized I don't have the comment box up. Oh, there you are. Steve, you're here. Fantastic. Marianne, it's nice to see you. It is a lovely bright day. I kind of managed to move into a bit of shadow here. And Joseph, we know who you are now. And Susan, fantastic. Great to see you here. This is fantastic. Yeah, so this is going to be a bit of a different show. And I started to study ukulele very slowly, like took various lessons for a number of years, and then it all came to a dead halt in 2018 when my wrists flared up and my hands flared up so badly that I simply wasn't able to use the ukulele. I couldn't chord because of this hand and with the rheumatoid arthritis. So I'm back to doing it the way I did it for many, many years, which is, of course, a cappella. And this is going to be actually an a cappella set that I'm going to do today. So Little Boat Moon, if you ever see a sickle moon with a bright star, a very, it's got to be sort of that kind of a moon, not this kind, but with the bottom and up and then a star. And I saw it one night outside of an art school that I was visiting, and I said, "Oh, look, it looks like a little boat." And this was before they had that logo for Janice, down in Mexico. Fantastic. So nice to see you. Every time I see that little sickle moon, I think of Little Boat Moon. Or it was actually in Louisiana, so that's where I saw it. Here we go. Dum, 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 dum. Let's go floating on our little boat moon. Set the sail by its star. It'll carry us away through the stars. Oh, so far, far away. So far, so far. It'll carry us away. Oh, so far. While we're sailing on my little boat moon, my fingers trailing through the blue, I'll be whispering as we go along. I love you, yes I do, oh I do, love you true. I'll be whispering, I love you, I do. My heart is dancing on the deck of the moon, while you're romancing me by crooning a tune. We're up in heaven, but it's over too soon. Sail away on our little boat moon. Sail away on our little boat moon. Sail away on our little boat moon. The owl and the pussycat set to sea. If they can do it, why shouldn't we? The stars are watching us and waiting to see us sail away on our little boat moon. Sail away on our little boat moon beneath the starlight. Sail away on our little boat moon. Ba-bum. And I love singing that song. It's fun. But also, since I can't play the ukulele, I tried it once with Chris one time when we were going to do a little performance. And he was like, "Oh, stop, don't do that." So I knew I really had a long way to go. But we have a friend named Matt Gerber, who is the ukulele king. He plays all kinds of instruments, but mainly the ukulele. So one thought that I have had repeatedly is that if I ever took the very few of my songs that were good for kids and made a little, maybe 3 or 4 song EP called Kitty Cat with K's, like Kiddy Cat, not kitty, but kitty, then maybe I would ask Matt if he would do the recording of the ukulele for this song, because it's definitely a ukulele song. Valerie, there you are. It's so great to see you. And it's a beautiful sunny day here, and it's going to be sunny tomorrow, and then the temperature is going to plummet, and we're going to have a 72-hour storm. So yay. We are in winter still. And I've always found that actually February can be a much more wintry month than January, because it and it also tends to be a drearier month. So I'm glad we're on the last day of January. But anyway, that's my Little Boat Moon song, one of my favorites. And then I want to do a song from Cool Cat, which is, that's like I'm saying, my favorite. This is my favorite recorded song to sing to audiences, to you guys. And I'm going to do it a cappella today because it is one of the 4 backing tracks from that 7-song EP that Chris, bless his heart, he's already found them another time. He brought them over. We put them on a USB for me. And I swear I saved it safely, and I still have the USB, and those backing tracks are gone again. It's some sort of weird voodoo that's happening. So what I'm hoping is that I can get it back. But for today, I'm going to sing it a cappella. Now, I often sing it with the recorded track so that you hear the backing vocals that Shannon Roselle and Aaron Nora Thompson did. However, I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to do them a cappella. And today I brought both tea and water because, of the silly allergy cough. If you saw last week's show, I got to the last song and I literally choked on the last line. Okay, so this is Easy Chair, and I didn't bring up the lyrics, so let's hope I don't forget them, okay? Each time I see you, darling, I have seen the light. I love the look of you, you're such a pretty sight. It's not the way you smile or how you comb your hair. It's just you sitting there, love me with those eyes. It's just you sitting there, love me with those eyes. What's the matter, what's the matter, what's the matter, what's the matter, whether we get along? We can argue black is white, we can laugh the whole night long. Just as long as when we're through, baby, there's still me and you, and you're still sitting there, loving me with those eyes. Just as long as when we're through, baby, there's still me and you, and you're still sitting there, loving me with those eyes. I don't have to hear you love me. You don't have to say you do. I just want you sitting there, kick back in that easy chair, and oh my heart, please do beware. So love me with those eyes. I don't have to hear you love me. You don't have to say you do. I just want you sitting there, kick back in that easy chair where you can rock me, baby, baby, talk me, love me with those eyes. I just want you sitting there in that easy. Oh, baby, take it easy in that easy. I just want you sitting there in that easy chair. Yeah. And if you listen to that track on Cool Cat, you're going to hear Christopher Weatherstone's fantastic sax filling in those spaces in between the verses, and at the end, that's him. Yeah. Hi, Valerie. It's great to see you. I think I said that, and I'm not seeing Kath Simonelli here. It's really weird. One of the things that's happening with going direct to YouTube is that if someone watches in YouTube, Marianne says she's been doing a lot of sitting in her easy chair. I hope that's just because you're feeling okay and you're resting up and enjoying some downtime, Marianne. I hope that is not anything to indicate a problem. I do a hell of a lot of sitting around. But anyway, Kath Simonelli she went in on YouTube and she couldn't comment. But what happens, and I tell you, I still can't figure it out. is that you guys are commenting here. If I go to YouTube right after this, I can watch it, and there's no way to. I don't see these comments, and then I do see comments, but I do see these comments, but then I don't see comments that people put on. It's crazy. I have to figure that out, but I'm still sticking with it for now. Mostly due to COVID, haha. Yeah, COVID because you're waiting it out, or COVID because you've got it, because I know a lot of people have it. So if you have it, Marianne, I hope that you're, really looking after yourself. I get up and dance when I ever hear a lively song. Okay, that's good. That's good. I know. We're not supposed to sit for more than 20 minutes at a time. Honest to God, I sit for hours sometimes. It's really crazy. So, what else do I want to tell you? I mentioned this last week. I'm keeping the CD bundle going, and I've had a few more. Yeah, I've got to get the better picture of these. This is a sad picture. It's just blurry. But Celtic Cat, Cool Cat, and Wildcat, and that which reminds me, Marianne, yeah, you're waiting. I am too. That's what we're doing. Marianne, I sent the 3 CDs, but I haven't yet sent you Papa's photo. I realized that. I just, as soon as I saw your name, I realized that. And another friend purchased Wildcat, so that this is all good. So I'm keeping that bundle of $25 for the 3, and on my website on https:// Catherine M. Thompson, you will see on the CD page. It's kind of, I need to do some fixes, but there is a shop page, and it does have all the correct information. Wait a minute. I need to get back here. There you are. There I come. That's great. You were wondering about the Papa's photo, I bet. Yeah, I have to do that. It's kind of a funny little thing. I have to go to Apple Music and buy it and send it to you. And I tried it once and it wouldn't work, so I have to sign in again or something like that. But I will do that. I'll try to do that tonight, Marianne, because I really appreciate the support. Yeah, so, and that also goes to letting me know when you receive something, if I've sent something to you. Anyway, I've got these in the, oh no, I don't have the, just a sec, guys. I'm going to get some tea. Tea with lemon. No, not lemon. Tea with honey. Trying to lubricate that. By the way, thank you for all the comments about the photo that I put up at one point for this, which is my hair down. I was trying to do the same thing today. This was from my sister Jean's memorial, and my niece Kathy Zolt got a great photo of me at the microphone. I was singing. I must have been singing Swing Daddy. Oh, so see what happens. And I'm so compelled. My old dance days compel me to tie it back and put it in a ponytail and flatten it out and things like that. But anyway, you get up and dance whenever you hear a lively song, Steve. That's good. That's a good plan. Yeah, Marianne, I'm hoping that you are waiting out the situation all around Ontario. They're opening up. And yet, 56 people died yesterday or the day before from it. So anyway, here's a song that almost made it onto Wildcat. Okay. So what I sing is sort of a high lyric melody. And I believe, because I can't quite hear what they're saying, but I feel that underneath is this deep rap or hip hop male voice with counter lyrics to it. And I've been tossing this thing around for years. So at one point, Chris and I were going to do a co-write, and he thought the title should be Menage, but we never got to it. So it remains with just the female voice written. And I still call it Bolt Out of the Blue. So here's an a cappella version of a song that isn't, well, we would just have to decide what to do with it. Either keep it just with my voice or add that under male voice with the counter lyrics. I'm not sure, but here's the Bolt Out of the Blue. Bolt Out of the Blue. I have to think how it starts now, don't I? And I didn't look up the You told me long ago that you were not my hero. No knight in shining armor come to rescue me. Sitting high upon your charger, raising sword and shield of honor. No, you are not a hero come to rescue me. So if you go ahead and rescue me. Now I've forgotten it. Hold on. Okay, so here's an interesting thing. I have my phone hooked up because I always have it hooked up, but I'm not using it. So I put it on airport. So now I'm trying to search for these lyrics and I can't find them, which is, of course, because it can't even I can't even sign in. So let me try this again. Bolt out of the blue. Isn't this fun? And it's not there. So it's probably in a different set of files besides in... so you could go ahead and rescue her. Okay, I'm going to try it again. You told me long ago that you were not a hero. No knight in shining armor come to rescue me. Sitting high upon a charger, raising sword and shield of honor. No, you are not a hero come to rescue me. So you just go ahead and rescue her. We'll stay the way we were. I know it's true, for like a bolt out of the blue, I knew that I loved you. And if you go ahead and rescue her, we'll stay the way we were. You know it's true, for like a bolt out of the blue, you knew that I loved you. And if you rescue her, then I will rescue you. For like a bolt out of the blue, it pierced my heart, it struck me through. You rescue her, I'll rescue you. You know that I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you like a bolt out of the blue. You rescue her, I'll rescue you. You struck my heart, it pierced me through. You know that I love you. Well, that's sort of where that song is at right now. So I'm glad I at least kind of remembered the essence of it. It's obviously in an old file because I couldn't just pop it up in front of my eyes just then. But I don't know if you think I'm right or wrong about that, but I actually hear it sung higher than that with a male voice underneath. So it might be something I'd have to get two other singers to sing, but I have to have that second half before that can ever happen. Um, yeah, so there's two more songs I wanted to do that have never been produced, which you probably have heard before if you've been following me fairly closely. And one is A Time for Dying, which I'm going to sing next. That was the song that I wrote for my mom's. Well, it was just 6 months after mom died, so I knew, it came to me. It came to me very suddenly. It came to me at Song Studio during the time that I walked from the Royal Conservatory of Music over to Starbucks or someplace to get something or coffee or tea and bring it back and have my lunch and yeah, and then it was sort of there fully formed. It kind of sprang fully formed off of my forehead. So I'm going to sing that after this next one, and then the other one, which is kind of appropriate because we are moving into Halloween, Valentine month, February, and that reminds me. By the way, I don't think I mentioned this. The song that I sang from Cool Cat, Easy Chair, is the reason I wanted to sing it today is because the WOS, Women of Substance Radio Podcast, so WOS Radio Podcast number 1337, released today. They release new ones on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And so they started their Valentine Love Songs episodes today. They go from now until after February 14th. And it's at the very end of today's broadcast. And so you can find links to that on my sites, Facebook and Twitter and so forth. And so that's another reason why I wanted to sing Easy Chair, because it did get broadcast today, which is really fun. But anyway, this song that I'm about to sing was written in response to a challenge that I was doing. I rarely do those, but I was doing a challenge with, I think it was let me get that little bump down. It was a challenge that was part of a Songwriters Association of Canada thing back in, 2014 or 15. And it was about... they wanted us to do a story song. And so this is the story of how I met JD and, I think it was the first time I met him. It was absolutely the first time I met him. And it's now called Dancing at the Stork Club, which of course was the biggest covered dance floor in North America, second to, I think there was one in California. And unfortunately, it burnt down in the meantime. It's in Port Stanley. I lived in St. Thomas, and we both lived in St. Thomas. So that was 15 miles down the road to the beach. We board the LMPS to Port Stanley, summertime at its best. Sunning on the sand, diving under the waves, dancing at the Stork Club at the end of the day. The first time that we met, I was not yet 16. The night was dark, the fires were low. We walked the beach, I watched you throw a log of burning embers to the sky, which left a trail of starlight as it fell into the lake to softly die. And your deep voice sent shivers through me, speaking of the curve in space, Einstein's theory, time's continuum. Even though I could not see your face, I fell in love. We board the LNPS to Port Stanley, summertime at its best. Sunning in the sand, diving under the waves, dancing at the Stork Club at the end of the day. The second time we met, when I was past 16, the day was bright, your friend too bold. I walked away, you watched me go, then found a telephone to call my home, which left a trail of starlight when you asked me to the dance. Our love was born, and your deep voice sent shivers through me, Even though you could not see my face, you fell in love. For over 50 years we've told our story, a night of glory, a summer love, of how your voice sent shivers through me. Even though I could not see your face, we fell in love. We boarded the LNPS to Port Stanley, summertime at its best, sunning on the sand, diving under the waves, dancing at the Stork Club. We go dancing at the Stork Club, and we'll be dancing at the Stork Club till the end of our days. Ah, 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 ah. So that's the version of that I have now. It's very trimmed down from the original. But I thought it was a good way to, just before Valentine's Day, February. Odd that February should be the month of love because that's usually June, but there you go. It is coming up. So this song you've heard me sing before, and it was the other song besides Swing Daddy that I sang at Jean's memorial in October. And February was the month that Mary passed away 2 years ago, and my mom passed away and was buried in January as well, in 2015. I'm just having a bit more of this. I just can feel that little tickle, you know what I mean, back there. It just makes me very anxious because if I start singing and that tickle starts going, it's always a time for love. It is, Steve, it is. Okay, so I have to keep stepping out of that sunlight. So this is a song, I don't even know if Chris has ever heard this song. Well, I guess he's heard it. Yes, it was one that we considered for Wildcat, not to do it for Wildcat, but as a single. But I don't know. I like it a cappella. It also works as a poem. I send it often to people who've lost someone, especially if they've lost a parent. And I should mention today is my Aunt Yvonne Sell's 91st birthday. So she is the last of my mother's siblings. My mom was the second of 10. And Yvonne isn't the youngest, but I think she's the it was either Yvonne, I don't know if Ted was older than Yvonne or if Yvonne was older than Ted, but the youngest one was Helen. And Helen was, their last name was Cadeau. And Helen Vazowski, when she passed away, she passed away far too early, but many of my mother's sisters have lived to be a fair age for sure. And it's great that Aunt Yvonne is 91 years old today. However, we did lose Mom, and 6 months later I wrote this. Now is the time for dying. The gray tsunami is rolling in. Time for the old guard to fall out and the new guard to fall in. Now is the time for crying, to grieve those passed away, to cast their ashes to the wind and remember yesterday. Oh, now is the time for sighing as the burden falls to us, as we become the elders to carry on the trust This is a generation change, a time for long goodbyes. Have we learned enough to lead the ones who come behind? Oh, now is a time for dying, for crying and sighing alone, for parents and loved ones who move along and leave us on our own. And, you know, I wrote that in 2015, and by that time I was already doing the research to find out whether some of the stories and rumors about my ancestry, our ancestry as a family, were accurate or not, because I wanted to make sure. And of course, I did find that on my mother's father's side, we were Ojibwe Anishinaabe, and on her mother's side, I now know that I'm pretty sure that that we are Métis. So that is why I'm doing the cultural studying and taking the Anishinaabe Moan language classes, and it's funny because I wrote this in 2015, but Tara Brusky, who's one of my mentors, said that she felt it had a kind of there was some sort of underlying indigenous kind of sound or rhythm to it, and so maybe, I mean, there may be. I'll see if I ever do have it. Have music made for it, for accompaniment. But the other thing is that it would be good to be able to publish it simply as a song that could be available to people, you know, to have maybe a baritone or something sing it at any kind of celebration of life passing. So I think that's it for today. And yes, we're at 37 already, and I think this is going to turn off, or not turn off, but I use this thing called amphetamine to keep it open to make sure it doesn't go to sleep in the middle of doing this, and it's set for, I think, 3:41, so I can't be too much longer. I just do want to remind you that you can send me tips or support, which is terrific, and any of those will go to cover expenses for future music and lyric videos. And to previous donations, I have enough, as I mentioned, to make a lyric video, maybe two. But I also want to put the ephemera together to make a music video for Swing Daddy, and I want to include the Hamilton Hoppers or some swing dance troupe with that. And so the problem is waiting until that is a safe thing to do. So if you do want to PayPal me, or for that matter, e-transfer me to put an e-transfer in for kath.thompson@gmail.com or paypal.me/Catherine M. Thompson, I would much appreciate it. Thank you all, miigwech, and I should say miigwech, and I'll see you next Monday. Bamapi, over and out. I'm just going to do this. Oh, many a sunburn at Port Stanley. Oh my gosh, that if you've got that photo somewhere of the Historic Club, Marianne, I would love a copy of that if you wouldn't mind. That would be great. And Steve says, thank you so much for another lovely show, Kat. Oh, you're absolutely welcome, Steve. And I hope you guys didn't mind that it was all a cappella. It was just, you know, I just thought, well, I'll sing you some stuff that hasn't been recorded yet. And there you go. Thanks, Val. That's wonderful. Thank you, Catherine. I heard a lot of emotion in your songs today. Very nice. Yes, there were a lot. And too sad. Oh, well. No, it isn't sad so much, Marianne, as it is, you know, it's a passing of generations. I just didn't expect my sisters to be part of that. But anyway, I love you all. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to finish now before it turns itself off. Bye-bye. Bamapi.